What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Sentenced to Greatness podcast. Today we got the Arnold Classic wrap-up / Olympia preview episode. We got our guest today. We got Sid, and we got Mr. Tommy in the house. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully this time we won't fuck it up. So we'll go from there. Anywho, Arnold Classic. Okay, let's start off with I think the biggest news coming out of it. Nick Walker. What do you guys think? Just really quick, you guys think that he deserved that win? Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty dominant victory. I don't think there's any disputes over anything. Let's take a look at what this dude looked like really quick. Just the level of muscularity that he brought and the level of conditioning. I think, just looking at all these shots, I mean, it was that's tough to beat. That's tough for anyone to beat. So yeah. Anyway, from our first episode that we fucked up, did anybody say that Nick was gonna win?
No, I think you had him the highest at third, right?
No. I had him in second. I had Ian first, Nick second, and then Steve third.
I had him in
first. Well, yeah. I know Isaac. I remember Isaac saying if any of these guys don't come correct, Nick Walker is gonna walk through it and he's gonna win. I remember you saying that, but I know your pick was Sergio from what I remember. So yeah, you fucked that up. All right. Anyway, so that was Nick Walker. Let's go down the list here. Let's take a look at all the gentlemen. In second, we got Mr. Ian Valliere. Now, this is where things, in my opinion, got a little weird. Because after prejudging, I think Steve was quite ahead.
It was Nick and Steve Nick and Steve were 1-2, undisputed.
Yeah, it was clear cut, right?
They had it scored that way too. If you looked at the scorecard.
Sid, you talked to Bob?
Yeah, I talked.
He broke it down. He broke it down pretty good.
I talked to Bob Ciccarillo because he put out a video about the judging and the scoring at the Arnold Classic. And so how it worked was you have your normal prejudging score and you have your normal confirmation score at finals. But unique to the Arnold Classic, you also have the posing routine being scored. But the main criteria for the posing routine when that's being judged isn't the actual posing, like the choreography. It's the physique during that posing routine. So essentially, you're going to get pretty similar scores for the posing routine as well as the confirmation round and finals because they're separated by maybe 20 minutes. So if you come in really good during that confirmation round and finals, you're also probably going to keep the same placing for that for the same points for your posing routine as well. So your finals, those two, the two events at finals, posing routine and confirmations, end up being worth twice what prejudging score is. And so since they felt like, and then specifically on that video, Bob Chick said that Steve Weinberger thought that Steve Kuklo faded. That's what put him up above. That's what put Ian up above him at finals. And since final score was double what prejudging was, it gave him the bump over him for the end of day placings.
So let's play the devil's advocate here. Now, if this isn't the Arnold, this is any other show. Is Ian in second?
I don't know.
I would say no. I would say I don't think he did enough from the morning to the night to where he became the clear-cut second place. He said the posing routine was the posing routine with emphasis on the physique. So it's like they're watching the posing routine, but they're not going to give you all the points just because you're fucking Sergio Oliva. It's emphasis on your physique still. So that's where he made it kind of clear cut, but people didn't know that.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that until I read that conversation. And
who's that?
That's Lyric.
Hi.
And that's actually the most fair way to do it because how do you judge like a Kai Green versus or a Cedric McMillan versus like a Josh Lenardowitz or like a power poser versus like somebody who was graceful. There's no
Yeah.
quantifiable criteria.
Right.
You can't award one guy because he can do gymnastic moves, and one guy just goes up there and hits power poses, most musculars and side chests and stuff. So I didn't actually know that. So when I read that, I was like, well, that's actually the most fair way to score posing.
Yeah. Right.
True.
Yep.
Right, but I was saying, like, let's take the posing aspect out, because at what most shows, the posing is, I don't know, pretty much they don't even count it at most pro shows.
He isn't judged at any other show except the Arnold.
So
It's just a show.
So-
He's prejudging in finals, you know.
So that's what I'm saying. Any other show, do you guys think that Ian would top Kuklo like that?
I mean, mathematically,
Just-
I don't know how it adds up, but I would think you probably see Kuklo ahead in second place.
Unless they said Kuklo faded enough and Ian did enough to warrant the flip flop. But if the total points, I don't think point wise it would have been enough for Ian to be in second if he didn't finish there first.
Yeah, I definitely see Steve. Any other show, I definitely see Steve taking that second place on this one. I just think Ian did not look good enough in the morning to where he would top Steve. He was to me, what it looked like, he was definitely missing some like more leg separation. His leg lines were not too deep from the front.
Yeah.
So I think that took away a lot from his look. But then I saw some pictures where he looked grainy as hell and he was very well conditioned. So I don't know what could have went there. So Ian, second place.
Yeah, there's interesting stuff going on with Ian's physique, because you can tell like the body fat is really low.
Really low, yes.
But like there's no body fat, but he's losing separation through the muscle groups in the legs,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, he's peeled, but his legs from the front just missed that detail, especially if he stood in the lineup with Nick. It was like, I mean, night and day when it came to those separation in the muscle.
So what do you guys think? He was just a little bit watery, or what?
I think he was probably flat for prejudging, or maybe he was watery because he stresses out, right? The guy's a stress ball, and then he relaxes a little bit by finals, and he gets a little bit, and he feels a little bit better. He hydrates a little bit more, and then he looks better. He's fuller come the night show. But I don't have enough information about his approach,
Right.
But it seems like that's been the case, right? Every single time for prejudging, he's a little bit off, and then he comes together a little bit better at the night.
Yeah. I think Tommy mentioned that at the last show that we fucked up. I think I remember him saying that.
That's his signature, is off in the morning and nuts at night.
Right.
All right, moving on to third place, Mr. Steve Kuklo. What do you guys think of Steve this one? Is this the best Steve we've seen, or we've seen Steve better?
I don't know, man. It seems like Steve is just missing that like detail in his back. It's just weird because like his lower half is fucking shredded glutes. You can see the fibers and all that shit. But like his back, it's like I don't know. It's like he has to dig a little deeper for that back to come out detailed. I don't get it. Everywhere else in the front, he looks fine for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this was one of the better Steves we've seen. I thought it was definitely better than Texas in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But it just wasn't and I think that part of it was when it came to that 1 and 2 comparison at prejudging with Nick was clearly pretty handily beating him with posing as far as being a more polished poser and holding his pose longer to be more comfortable. Whereas Steve was breathing a little bit harder, looked like he was not struggling immensely, but he was struggling a little bit more. And then just like Isaac said, the muscle separation isn't really showing through the back. And when he was next to Nick, that was Nick's strong point, right? But I could see him beating Ian here,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure. I could see
especially
it.
from the front. Especially from the front, man. He beats Ian all day.
from the front shots most definitely. And so I don't that jump I was not really happy about. It was a big surprise to me, but I mean, I like Ian, but I don't think he should have taken that second place like that from Steve. I think Steve deserved it, but that's the Arnold for you. And then we got coming up fourth. That was somebody that we all overlooked and kind of all kind of doubted.
Yeah, we slept on him.
We shouldn't have said that. We should have said we all picked him number 4 on the initial podcast,
That's
but
right.
it got deleted.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. So Justin, I think he teamed back up with looks like AJ Sims. So once again, another coaching change from him. But with all due respect, he did come in. I don't think it was the best Justin yet. I think in 2 weeks we're actually going to see a really good Justin. I think if he just gets a little bit leaner, because he's not fully fat free yet there. If he gets a little bit leaner to where more separation is going to show from the front and the side shots, like if you see right here, if that comes in cleaner, that ham line comes in deeper, his quads come in better. I think he's going to actually be a pretty good showing at the Olympia, if he comes in like that. And AJ doesn't miss often as well. So I think we're going to see a good Justin at the Olympia. But what do you guys think? 4th place? I think that was pretty well deserved.
Yeah, I think so.
He did enough to earn it. Other guys didn't do enough, so it kind of leapfrogged him.
Yeah, and that wasn't Justin's best either. I don't think that was his best. I think I've seen him better.
I like his Olympia look. Well, he took 10th last year.
Yeah.
I thought he could have been a spot or 2 higher than 10th, honestly.
Yeah, he looked very good at the Olympia last year as well. So I think in 2 weeks, we're going to see a pretty good Justin. I think he might come into a show again. If some of these guys come off, he could be very easily cracking the top 10.
He just needs those quads to come in more separated, man. That's like
exactly.
Those come in, it's lights out.
That's like a posing issue with him too, isn't it? Because I've seen videos of AJ having him just like lock out his quads, and it's fully separated and feathered even.
Huh.
Yeah, when he was with AJ, I thought those were his best looks before he left AJ.
Yeah.
But he's back with him, so who knows? We might see it again.
So with posing the legs, just because I've seen this in my own physique, you guys can weigh on it. Like that front lat spread, you see how his glutes are probably contracted together. That he's pushing his pelvis forward to get
instead of hips back.
So he's giving him more adductor in this shot to make his legs look bigger.
Yeah.
But when you do that, I think you take away from your separation of your quads versus if you push your pelvis back, it takes away some adductor, but you're going to have a lot more deeper lines in your quads. I think the same for Steve and a couple other guys too. Like I don't think they're having issues with separation. I think, like Sid said, it's just a simple posing cue.
Very, very cool, because like for me personally, I have to pose every front pose. I have to get my hips back. Otherwise, like my lines, disappear by my hips.
Yeah.
And if I tilt them back, I have lines all the way up and down my quads, from hip to knee. So it's that very, very well said. I mean, that could definitely be a help for him as well.
I think it's just
if he does,
like they're choosing. It's like apples and oranges. Do you want to look like you have more depth and more fullness, or do you want to look like you have more separation and kind of look like a stringier look? So it might be
exactly
that he's posing like this, or other guys are posing like that too.
Yeah, very good. Who was 5th? That was Akeem, right?
Yeah, big disappointment, man.
Dude, did you
I know.
Did you guys see the hotel shots before? Like hours?
Hey, he looked nutty, dude. He looked disgusting.
What the fuck was that?
He's top 2 when I saw that shot.
Jesus Christ.
It was ridiculous. Now, what happened there? I mean, clearly that was not the Akeem from the hotel room did not show up to the stage.
Did he pull it?
What do you guys think happened
Did
there?
he pull a Cedric and got nervous? Like backstage?
That was some Abdullah Oxygen Gym filling out magic that happened.
Man, dude.
Black magic. Dark magic.
That's the same thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, every time you see Rolly leading up to the Olympia, right? They post his updates, and he looks ridiculous. Like, Rolly can come and flatten to a show, but as long as he's fat-free, he looks stupid. He will still overpower most of the guys from the side. His arms are ridiculous. But then he shows up to the or any other big show, and it's like, where did all your conditioning go, bud? You know what I mean? It's like, is that something that could be the guys at Oxygen do, where they're like, probably pushing, high food, high insulin, trying to fill these guys monsters out, and maybe that's not the case what these guys need.
It's definitely not what Akeem needs, right? Because Akeem's issue's always been he's got that kind of thicker skin look in certain areas, especially the back. Like his side shots in the leg, nasty detail. They look stupid.
Yes.
Like even when he's not looking so great right here.
Right.
But like once he fills out a little bit too much, it just ruins the look from his back shots, and his abs will smooth out, and it's just I think it's a better look last year. He definitely had a better look last year at the Olympia in 6th place, and earlier in this year at Justin Miller. And I had a bad feeling when he hooked up with Abdullah that it wouldn't go well, because when he was working with Abdullah in the past, it didn't go so well either, so.
When it's funny, because actually me and Isaac talked about that. I remember when he did hook up with Justin Miller, the first thing I said is like, Justin Miller lets people's food drop really low. I'm like, that's going to be a good Akeem. Like, I don't know if you guys seen Justin Miller's diets. Like, he has him eating like a handful of spinach. Like his fat sources are like 2 pills of fish oils, or, and it's like, that's your fat source, bud, and eat 5 ounces of fish. And that was literally like George the Bull's diet for an extended amount of time. So, and his problem was always like, he has to eat almost like a bikini chick, compared to his size, what it should be, to get in shape. So I think, hooking up with oxygen, that might have put him,
Columbo's talked about that because he prepped Akeem for a long time. He said he had to give him protein-only days for multiple days in a row.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
It's crazy. The guy is
yeah. It's like, I'm telling you, he eats like a bikini chick for what it should be for his size, But I really hope they figure it out these next 2 weeks, because those shots from the hotel, it looked like he was conditioned. So I want to see him pull it in, because Akeem is one of those guys where he's just so freaky and can be so good. Like, I want to see him at his best. Like, that's one of the bodybuilders where I'm like, I want to see this guy at 100%, because I think that will be a scary look, very scary look, with all the muscle, the roundness that he has.
Yeah,
he just comes in peeled, man.
Yep.
I don't know. There's not a lot of people that will beat him at 100.
I agree.
So very well. And then rounding it off, number 6, Mr. Sergio Oliva. Gosh, Sergio. So my thought, well, he's a big dude, but I think he just needs more muscle. He just needs more time to fill out that frame. He definitely didn't come in as conditioned that he should have, compared to the other guys. But overall, he looked pretty good, but he needs a lot more muscle, man. And for some reason, I don't know if you guys see, like in his back shots, I think his legs are so wide in those back shots when he poses that it makes his legs look even smaller. I think he needs to just prop up a little bit taller, on those back shots instead of bringing those legs that wide. But that's just, my personal opinion on what he could do to make those legs from the back look bigger, because it's not like he has small wheels. But, he's one of those guys where I was really hoping he would bring something cool too, and just didn't hit the mark.
Fucker.
That was Isaac's number 1. But yeah, I agree. I'm used to seeing him with these like cheese grater glutes, right? He's got very big glute striations in every show, every pro show he's done. And here it just wasn't there. He had a little bit of low back fat as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Like it just wasn't the conditioning I'm used to seeing from him. And then muscularity wise, the other guys in that top 5 were a lot bigger. Minus Justin. I think they're similar in size. And then, like you said, Marcel, like the posing in his mandatories, it doesn't do him justice.
It doesn't. No, I don't think it did. Which was a big surprise to me, because you'd think that, his mandatories would be on point with how good of a poser he is. His front lat spread looks great, just from the back, how wide he gets is just, I don't like it.
Do you think on that front double, like he needs to do how like Nick had to make that change where he had to crunch his abs?
Yes.
You think that
I think he could try it.
That would help him out more. Because his torso looks so long right there. And he's such a big guy, like he almost needs to like shrink it down a bit.
He could almost stand straight on, like, both feet on the line instead of doing that 1 foot back, because he's got some pretty good adductors and quads. He could just stand straight on, crunch those abs, and see how that goes.
Yeah,
because he's, like Isaac said, he's tall, so it's not like he has to elongate his core even more than he already does, especially with him needing a little bit more muscle on his frame, especially from, the backside. I think this right here is where, his physique lacks the most, is just right here. He just needs to be so much bigger here. It just, especially with how wide he has his legs, like his legs go wider than his lats. And I don't know. Maybe that's just my thoughts. He needs to definitely bring up those back poses and fix the posing on it as well.
Yep.
And then before we move on to the O, okay, one of my biggest disappointments, because I think this guy, if he ever hits it right, man, Hassan, that dude's got so much muscle on him. It's so impressive with how much meat he has, but he just can't bring it. I don't know what it is. I think, maybe he should try a different approach, maybe try a different coach to get him peeled, because I don't know how many shows he's done with Chris,
Yeah.
but they just, for some reason, they just can't figure him out. I don't know what it is, but he's got so much muscle on him. I would love to see this guy like lights out peeled at least one time, because I think he'll do some damage as well.
I think it just takes time. I don't think a new coach is going to solve it. I think he's competed way too much this year. He's just been in the diet too long. Like some guys need to compete more because you need to figure out that formula for nailing your peak. But some guys overcompete, and it's like you're just fading. Like, he's been fading for 2 shows now.
Yeah.
So,
but now do you think, Tommy, speaking that, do you think that that's a peaking thing, or is he just not fat free yet?
probably both, but he's definitely not.
Yeah.
He's still holding some fat in some areas, but I think it's just like when you're dealing with a guy with this much muscle, and even somebody like Chris Aceto has prepped some of the biggest dudes in
oh yeah,
it's just a matter of trial and error still. And like, isn't there a language barrier with him? So like, there's other components. I think give Chris some time and like maybe let Hassan's physique rest. He's still pretty young. I think kind of like Rami. Rami didn't nail it for years.
Oh yeah.
And kind of like myself included was just like, oh, Rami, he's huge, but he's never in shape. And then
that's what I thought until he hooked up with Chad.
So,
yeah.
I think Hassan could, it might take longer, but I do think if he switches coaches, it just goes back to square one. Like,
I honestly think that he lacks that fucking like killer instinct to like fucking get himself into that next level. Yeah, he just seems like the guy that just doesn't have that fucking like that fucking
extra gear.
That extra gear, man, to like kick it in a fucking cardio, kick it in training. That's what it just seems like, man. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
very well could be.
I don't know anything about him. He trains up at the Dragon's Lair, so he's around. He's around good, people. He's in a good environment.
Right.
But like I said, it might be too comfortable up there. It might not be like a Kai Green type mentality back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah. Very true. What do you guys think? Anybody get overlooked in the show?
No.
I think the judging was good. One guy who I thought came in at his best in a while was Muhammad Ali Imam. Like, I thought he came in looking really good for him. It was just a really tough lineup.
He had a decent year. Wasn't he like top 5 in Texas too?
Yeah. He was top 5 in a couple shows. He just missed out, and I think he was second
Indy Pro
in Indy, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. He barely missed out on Olympia qualifying, so he's good. And this is a good look for him.
Who came in on points? Who came in on points for the Olympics? I thought he didn't get in there on points.
Shaban,
right?
And then Mostafa is in on points, and I can't remember the third guy.
I'm trying to find a competitor list really quick.
Was that Vlad Staruchko?
No.
Oh, this guy?
Was it Vlad?
Where is he?
I thought it was.
No, that's Muhammad.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see Vlad. No. Nope, didn't see him. But there was one person that I thought was greatly overlooked in that show, but he wasn't in the Open. And that was actually Peter Moeller, dude. I was so surprised he didn't make that first call out, but you know,
Right.
let's not fall off the deep end here on Classic, because fucking Classic competitors suck.
You said it.
I'm allowed to say that. I'm the only one that competes in Classic here, so I'm allowed to say it. Hold on, I'm trying to. I just saw a picture of Peter Muller, and I wanted you guys to look at this fucker.
He was just a little skinny in the quads, don't you think?
A little bit,
Yeah,
but
little stringy for my liking.
but they can. Yeah. When he turned pro and he won that first show, that was pretty crazy. He looked wild. He looked wild there. But anyway,
He's got room.
but what was that?
I think he has room to grow with his weight cap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. He's a Aceto guy too, so
Yeah.
obviously Aceto can get people in shape. All right. Well, that's the wrap up of the Arnold Classic. We had what? Ruff won the Classic, which I think he deserved as well. And then Missy just killed her fitness. So overall, pretty good judging at the Arnold. I didn't see anything crazy other than, Steve and Ian. I thought that was pretty wild. But overall, good show. Pretty good Arnold Classic. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was very well put together, apart from Arnold's commentary, which was pretty hilarious at times. I don't know if you guys heard any of it, but there's Arnold has a tendency to comment on the most weird thing. Yeah, like calves and vacuums, and it's like, why would he hit a side tricep? That was pretty funny. But anyway,
It's Ian's best pose is his side tricep.
I know,
Yeah.
and he was like, "What?" He's like, "Why would Ian do that? He has no tricep." I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's a savage." But yeah, very good Arnold Classic. Glad it was back on. So good stuff. All right, moving on to the O. Now, with the Olympia, biggest news, I guess, is Phil Heath is not doing it. So he's definitely out of that whole equation. So we don't have to worry about Phil Heath. But we do have a lot of killers coming into the Olympia, and I think it's gonna be a good one. What do you guys? Let's see if we can put up a competitors list. You guys know there's a competitor somewhere? Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, it looks like you were right, Sid. Vlad was the third one. Yeah. I didn't think he made it. That's crazy.
Qualified.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia.
I mean, it's not going to turn out well for him, but
No.
But he made it to the O, so that's something that 1.5% of people that compete in bodybuilding can even say.
Right. Right.
Brad Rowe made it to the O.
Yeah. He'll play Sprout as well as Brad did. So.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, let's start off with. Do you guys think William is going to make it to the O? I hope he's got that shit figured out by now. I hope he's in the States already. He should be in the States already.
I'm hearing that neither William nor Nathan are going to make it.
Yeah, right.
Wow. That's huge. That's so big. Because I think both of those guys are, top 8 guys. Easily. Well, obviously William, but I think Nathan's would be up there too.
Nathan's competing this weekend, right?
Yeah, apparently he's supposed to be doing the Arnold UK. Who really knows what's going on? If he does that, I don't think it's possible for him to come out here.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I don't really trust. He seems like a very unpredictable guy. You can't really trust his word on what he's saying.
Right.
I feel like we're living in the era where you have to hold out with your plans for as long as possible. Even if you know you're not going to do something, you need to wait till the last possible minute to make an announcement.
Yeah, hell yeah. Picking your shows is huge now, It could be
he wasn't doing the Arnold for a while before he said something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Bonac too. I don't think that happened the day before they made an announcement.
Right.
That is true. He probably knew something was fucked up with his visa days in advance. Obviously, he had to have travel plans for it and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. Interesting. I hope he makes it because, you know, he's a top guy that, you know, would be a shame not to see up there.
I mean, everybody moves up a spot. That's like 5 through 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to take him out of the top 5.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go through some of the obviously some of the scary guys. Let's start off with Sid. You know, let's just call out the top 6, man. Just call it how you see it.
Top 6. Okay.
Yeah.
First off the bat, I got Big Ramy. Second, Hadi Chupan. And I'll give my reasons for all of these after. Third, I got Big Brandon. Fourth, I have the rookie, Nick Walker. Fifth, I'm going to go with – who do I got in fifth here?
Tough.
Because I don't think Bonac is competing, so I'm doing this as if Bonac is not competing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But if Bonac was competing, I'd have him in fourth. But fifth, I'll go with Ian. And then sixth, I would say, is going to be Justin.
Really, you got no James in there.
Yeah.
Or Hunter.
Yeah, I think well, I'll talk about what my opinion is of James Hollingshead in a second. But yeah, I think he's looking a little shrunken.
Interesting. Tommy, let's go.
Ramy. I also have Hadi second. And I think the comparison between Hadi and Ramy is going to shock some people. I think Ramy still obviously wins it, but Hadi takes some shots. And third, they'll give it to Brandon. I actually don't think Brandon's going to be – I don't think he'll be better than last year or the year before, but he's good enough to be top 3. Fourth on down gets tricky. I want to give Nick fourth, but I think tough.
Now, I'm just going to throw some fucking fire. Neither of you guys have mentioned Rolly Winkler yet.
Man, Rolly ain't doing shit. He might not
twice this year.
He might not even make it.
Okay.
I'm going team fourth, Hunter fifth, Nick sixth.
Whoa. All right.
Okay.
It's risky.
We'll take it.
Risk.
Yeah, you never know, man. I had a risky prediction for the Arnold. I wasn't far off. I think got 1 and 2 mixed up.
If Akeem brings it back tighter,
yeah,
he's hard to stand next to.
Yeah,
very true. Mr. Isaac.
All right, so I'm gonna go Big Ramy first. I'm gonna say Hadi second. It's a close one, but I'm gonna say Nick overtakes Brandon. So Nick third, Brandon fourth. That's where the shit gets weird. If Nathan shows up, man, I'll take. I think Nathan fifth, and if Bonac does come in, Bonac sixth. But if Bonac
is 6.
Wow.
I think he can overtake. I think Nathan can overtake him, man. I don't know. I
think that.
You got Bonac below Nick?
Yeah. I think Nick could have beat him, man. I think he would have beat him at the Arnold, for sure.
Did you see the video of him posing 6 days out of the Arnold?
Who, Bonac?
Bonac, yeah.
I saw it, but dude, Nick's fucking.
Where's that? Where is this video?
That's on Bonac's page.
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
Hey, I'm Nick made me a believer, bro. I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah,
I'm not,
no, Nick is great.
I'm not
I
gonna
thought-
down his ass no more.
But top right, yeah.
See that didn't impress me compared to Nick, dude. Like,
Dude, those hamstrings and those glutes,
to Nick though,
those adductors.
I just think Nick's a fucking freak, dude.
He is a freak, dude. Trust me.
Plus, if he comes in, he's flying in late. You know he's gonna have fucking some issues flying in late, and you know he's gonna have some problems with water retention. That's just my opinion.
Ugh.
Hey, you called it. Stick with it.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't let us sway your opinion.
And I think fucking Nathan's just so fucking crazy that he doesn't. This shit doesn't bother him whether he fucking. I think he said he loses weight when he flies. Nathan,
Yeah.
right?
I've always
So
been a Nathan fan
I mean,
because of his mentality. So I like Nathan.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like Nathan doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't stress, man. That's why I put Nathan ahead of Bonak.
He does look pretty fucking wacky. I'm not gonna lie, but
That fucking torso.
I don't.
Yeah, photos
Back-
of
Yeah,
torso.
It's the back shots that are going to hurt him.
Definitely. Yeah.
Let's see.
Shallow lads, but
Good shape though.
he is.
He is, but who's peaking him?
Oscar.
Yeah.
He's not hard to peak, is he?
I don't think so. Yeah. Give him like a fucking.
I don't know them.
Give him like a fucking beer and some pizza, man. I think he's good.
Some Popeyes,
Something,
Popeyes chicken and
Dude,
Popeyes chicken and avocados. What are you carving up on? Avocados, bro. Oh man.
If Nathan's in it, he definitely is in my top six, or he's rounding out my top six. I was picking that. I don't think he's going to make it.
Stuff.
I was thinking that Bonak and Nathan aren't making it, just like Tommy. So
Okay, so if Bonak and Nathan don't make it, then I have Hunter. I mean, I have Ian, Hunter, 5th, 6th.
okay.
Sid, how about you? If Bonak makes it, where's he at?
If Bonak makes it, I think I've got him 4th, and then I brought Nick 5th, and then I brought Nathan 6th.
Tommy, if Bonak makes it, does that change any of your placings?
I mean, an on-point Bonak can beat Brandon Curry, in my opinion. I just don't think
By a mile.
Brandon's. I think he's kind of over the hill a little bit with what he's bringing.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but he's
Well-
top 4. Bonak's in my top 4.
Got it. So, as far as my picks, I would love to see a new Mr. O, just because, it's always fun to see one. But I just think the team that Ramy has around him right now, and, I think he's going to, obviously win it again. He's got Dennis James, running him through the motion. He's got Chad in his corner. They're pushing him supposedly harder than, he's ever been pushed. And I think that's just what's going to bring Ramy maybe a little bit better than last year. And if he does come just a little bit better than last year, even the same as last year, I think he might win it. Just the overall freakiness of Ramy, and if he comes in shape, I don't think anybody's going to be able to overpower that. So definitely Ramy in first. Now second for me, I think Hottie's number 2. I think it's Hottie's going to be number 2 finally. So because what was it last year's? What, 3rd, 4th?
He
3rd.
was 4th.
He was 4th, but
4th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Brandon 2nd.
I think that was a bullshit 4th, but yeah, he was 4th.
I just don't think they wanted to let Phil slide too low down.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. And that one had to hurt,
Phil only beat him by a point. You know what I mean? It was
which was bullshit. I think it was bullshit. I'm gonna call it right now. I think it was bullshit.
well,
I think
7 when they gave Ronnie got a 4th place, and he should
Yeah.
be like 7th. So
yeah, they should probably just pay some respect to Phil over there. But I got Hottie second. Okay, well, this is where it gets kind of fucking weird for me because these guys are all a toss up.
He's been in the country for like 6 weeks now. So
Yeah.
last year he was there for like 2 days. So
Yeah.
it's going to be
Yeah,
a
you
different story, as far as how
Yeah. So if Bonak shows up, he's number 3. Okay, but if we're not counting Bonak, Shit. I'm gonna go with Nick. Okay, if Williams not there, Nick is number 3, which I think will be freaking huge for this guy. If he places anywhere in the top 3, like within the next few years, they're gonna give it to him. That's just unheard of. That's a phenom right there, and he's gonna keep getting better. That's just the way Nick is. He doesn't know anything else other than bodybuilding. So Nick is 3. After Nick, I'm going with Brandon. Okay, so Brandon's number 4 for me. And then in 5th, I'm going with Nathan. And then in 6th, I'm going to go with Hunter. Good old Hunter Labrada. I think it's going to be between him and Nick for that 6th spot. But I think Hunter is gonna take it. I think Hunter will take it.
Wait, I thought you had Nick in 3rd. Who do you have between him for the 6th spot?
Ian?
You mean
Ian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ian. Did I say Nick?
Yeah,
if I said Nick, my fault. No, Ian and Hunter for that 6th spot. But I think Hunter is gonna take it over Ian. So that's my top 6. So the biggest unknown is just who's going to show up. It's who's going to show up. Is Williams showing up, and if Nathan's showing up, that's going to be the biggest surprise of it all. Like, are they going to show up or are they not? Because that's going to just take that whole top 8 and mess it around. They're just going to open up some doors. Now let's say Big Ramy doesn't show up, right? He doesn't show up in his best shape.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't show up in his best shape. Not doesn't show up. He comes to the show, not his best shape, right? And that opens up the door.
Mm-hmm.
Who capitalizes on that door?
Hottie.
Williams not there.
Yeah.
Ramy's not there. Nathan's not there. Who's coming in? Who's the next Mr. O?
Hottie all day, man. It's a Hani Rambon client. It's
Yeah.
the most nasty, peeled, separated guy on the stage with enough muscle and enough of a decent shape. Like, that's his show. Even, I don't care that he doesn't speak English. Ron.
I don't either.
English speaker either. I think they'll still give him the W.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to do that, But I think that really, like you said, Rami's got that corner around him, that team. He's got the perfect situation in that he's been in the States for quite a while now. He's got people just making sure that he's on his diet. I mean, you can't judge off of faces, but his face is looking pretty consistent with his face last year when he showed up in shape, right?
Oh, I saw that. Yep.
So, but here's the thing. But you know how bodybuilding is. You never know until show day. You never know until show day what's going to happen. You could, like, even if bodybuilding, you could bet on Vegas. I think that would be the hardest sport to actually bet on there is, because there's just so many variables. It's not a whole team. Is the team going to play well? Is this guy going to show up? Is he going to be stressed out? Is he going to be flat? Or are they going to spill him? Like, there's just so many things. Is he going to pose well? Is he going to get a good look by the judges? So there's just so many things that go into it. So
is it a 2-day show?
Yeah.
This year, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it a 2-day, right? Any of you guys going?
No.
Lame as hell.
Are you?
No, I mean, if any of you guys were going to go.
Vegas, it's a different game, but I'm not going.
No, if it was in Vegas, yeah. I mean, every time of the 3 years prior to them moving them to Orlando, then yeah, I went to all 3 years prior to that, which it's kind of nice since we're in Arizona. We just hop in a car, drive down to Vegas, and we're there. Even if you're just going to see the show, you don't have to stay there. You could drive back. It's a couple hours, but Orlando is just a little bit too far my neck of the woods right now. So
I know you were talking about Rolly. How come you didn't have Rolly up there?
Oh, I just threw it in there. I didn't have Rolly up there. I don't think he's going to show up a good Rolly. He hasn't been. He's like an Akeem to me. He's like, if he hits it, sure, he'll be scary, but what are the odds of him hitting it?
Yeah.
You know?
His best years are behind him. He's still showing up, but he's the best Rolly is past. I mean, he's what, like 43?
He's pretty old. Yeah, I think.
Is he 43 already?
He's in his 40s.
Somebody said 46 on a podcast I was listening to.
These guys don't lie about their ages.
It's fucking crazy.
I remember Ty was saying he was like 45 for 10 years.
Well, why do you think they do that about their age?
Fucking,
Why do you think they lie about their age so much?
Shit, man. Who wants to sponsor a fucking old fuck?
Hey, I don't get, dude. If that old fuck is, shredded, looks good, like, sure, I'll sponsor you. Even more to your story. You're old as fuck and you look great using my products. I'll sell it.
Yeah.
A lot of bodybuilders lie about age, height, and weight. It's like, can't, you know what I mean?
yeah, age, height, and weight, and about gear usage. You forgot about that.
Who uses gear? Nobody don't use gear.
Anytime you ask like any of the pros, like, oh, what's your cycle like? Oh, 200 milligrams of test, 4 use of growth hormone. Right, buddy. Right.
No, but about Hollingshead too. Like, have you guys seen his latest? I noticed none of you guys had him very high up. Where do you guys have him?
Yeah.
Like, about the second.
I am
the 6 through 10 guys.
I think I have him around. I think I have him 7th on my predictions. Let's pull him up because I know the pictures that you're talking about.
The ones from today. Like, did you feel like his legs were just a little bit? And I know that we said the same thing about Nick in our last prior to the Arnold, where his legs looked a little thin, and then it was just that he was flat, right?
Are you talking about these?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He also put up a comparison with him last year compared to this year. And let me see if I could pull that up too. I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know if he got that much better. His arms has definitely come up, but I don't see much of a difference anywhere else. I think Patrick might have.
Sure, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long game for him still. He's only like 31, so.
Dude, I must be spelling this wrong. How do you spell his last name? Oh, UB40? Oh, there you go. See, I'm foreign. I get a pass on this. I was not born in this country.
So is Patrick.
You know what? Just let me be, man. Let me be here. There it is. So, first of all, how do you compare that? You can't put a shot up that's like,
Well, that's not a
10 times closer.
It's not the one. Go.
No, you're talking.
That's my fault. I thought this is like a comparison for a second.
No.
And I was like, how do you put him so much bigger on one side and down on the
Go
other?
down a little bit.
It seems like you're trying to add size to him. Where's this picture?
A little further down.
Further down?
Yeah.
Right
There it is. Middle.
In the middle.
Right next to the Ian picture.
This one?
Nope.
This one. Oh, got it.
Nope, not those ones.
Nope.
No, it's not these.
No.
A bit of a lag.
Go back out. Go up.
Up?
Yeah.
Yeah, up. You passed. Yeah.
Ah, there it is. See, I knew I'm a little slow at times.
There we go. Yep. That one.
So
Yeah.
in this picture, it's like his arms got bigger, but I don't know.
So, okay, Sid, what were you going to say, Sid?
I think that James is a guy that clearly has a very fast metabolism. Like, if you don't manage him very closely, he can burn off some muscle. And I think from the start of this prep, just looking at his pictures, he's probably came down a little bit. I think we're going to see that he's come down a little bit further than he needed to. And he's going to be a little bit downsized from what we expect. He's not going to be as big as we would have thought compared to when he qualified last year. So, And plus on top of that, I think we're just going to see him next to guys with a little bit better structure through the shoulders. And he's not going to appear, he's not going to look as good next to these better competitors. the improved James we've seen has been next to your kind of tier 2, tier 3 European bodybuilders.
Right.
And
Fuck, we're going into tears now.
I mean, I think it's a fair statement, right? But
It is, yeah.
So
I agree with it.
Where do you,
anybody really good in a couple of years now?
where do you see him like standing next to like Regan or somebody like that?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you?
I think it was Smoke Regan, to
Smoke
be honest
Regan?
with you.
yeah.
I think Regan I think he's a great bodybuilder. He's got great structure, but I think once you put a tan on James, you know, you can't that conditioning. I don't think Regan can touch that yet.
No.
James actually looks, to me, I think he looks worse with a tan than without.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
They haven't found the right mix, or I don't know what company he uses, but he looks muddy. Like,
They're like thicker skin almost.
Yeah. It hides his graininess.
How pale and pasty he is year round. Like, I don't know if they need to like throw some Milano tan in, but I don't remember what show it was, but it was like a muddy look. Too much. I think it was Pro Tan he might have used. You start to get, and I know that you have to use a lot of coats because of how white he is, and you start getting like 5 and 6 coats, and it just, I don't know, it takes
Thick skin, yeah. Maybe to get that thick skin appearance. You know how like right after you get your spray tan at first, like when you go to a show, you have to wait till it dries a little bit, because right after you get it, like the first 20, 30 minutes, you're like,
horrible.
Fuck, why am I getting watery? Like you look at your stuff, you're like, I just look like I'm watery, and I look like I'm soft. But it's almost like that type of look. Is that what you're talking about? It takes away from that like skin graininess, and it just looks a little bit watery.
The look right here is just like James has that nasty, dense muscle look, and then I don't know,
He's got that.
a couple of his tans have just like almost washed out the detail that he brings.
So what you're saying is he needs to stick to his Caucasian conditioning, white Caucasian conditioning.
He needs some melanotan, just like Tommy said. He needs to load that shit for the 3 weeks, 4 weeks prior, and just come in looking like a.
I've used that product and it works very well.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you that white, Tommy?
No, I just wanted to try it, and
Gotcha.
It had me like, I was at the amateur Olympia and I had been using it, and I was standing next to competitors and they had spray tans on, and I was like holding my color next to them. I know why Skip Hill got obsessed with it. Like, I never thought I was dark enough. For like 3 months, I didn't stop using it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Skip was black or white or what his ethnicity is, but I'm still not sure. But the guy is dark.
It does turn you like purple at some point. Like, you do just get so dark.
Hey, this is pretty impressive though. I'm not gonna lie.
Most impressive is those lumbars, man.
Yeah, look at that. Those humps right there. He needs a bra on those things in that pose. You know? Yeah. That's all that heavy lifting that he's doing, man. That guy trains like a horse, man. He trains hard.
He has one of the freakiest physiques in terms of like strength and just dense muscle. He's an incredible bodybuilder. You know,
he is. But I think he's almost at his potential here. I don't think we're going to see him get much better from here. You know, but who knows? I might be wrong. And you know, all of a sudden, like a switch will flip and he's going to start changing. But I just think that he's great, but I think this is as great as he's going to be, unfortunately for him.
He's made a lot of gains in the last 2-3 years, so it's probably going to slow down at this point, but we'll see. I think he's in his early 30s, right? He's not too old just yet.
31, 32, so he's definitely, like, I don't even think he's in his prime yet. So
yeah,
his hairline is saying 50.
Tommy, don't let him do you like that, Tommy.
Hey.
Don't let him do you like that, Tommy. Don't let him do you like that.
You know, don't worry, man. Mine is going to. Mine is barely hanging on. You know, I have to grow this a little bit, so it kind of just covers it. But if I lift it, it's going, bro. Yeah. I got like a 12 head. Starting.
Embrace it.
I'm not showing anybody the back of my head. Like that thing.
Oh, come on, bro. Don't be like that.
Steve Kuklo going on. Damn it. You can see a lot of scalp.
Hey, I'm the oldest one, and I still got my shit looking tight.
You got the best hairline of all of us. That thing's coming down right above your eyebrows.
That's nice, dude.
Bro, I fucking hope
you guys have full head of hair till your death.
Man, I know.
Bullshit. I hope you go bald your next prep just so you can fucking eat your words out. fucking shiny ass head and everything. But anyway, all right. Well, it was awesome getting your guys' predictions, wrapping up the Arnold. I think as we get closer to the Olympia, maybe we can hop back on and see if anybody's kind of picks have switched and maybe touch on 212 or Classic or, but, I know you guys are going to cry about doing Classic, so I'm not even going to get –
We do Classic. Yeah, Classic at 212 next.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Just no men's physique. No.
I'd rather do wellness. I swear.
Yeah. I do women's physique before I do men's physique.
I couldn't even name 5 men's physique competitors. I'm of no use for that show.
No, bullshit. I think I can name 5. I think.
You probably could.
I think I can. I'm not sure. I got 3 in my head. That's because it was like they all won it. So I mean that's the 3 I know.
And I feel like everybody in that division has won a pro show. Because they've got about 50 pro shows a year.
Yeah, shit, right?
Dude, did you hear? Before we get off here, it was so funny. One of the top girls in bikini, they were talking about her in the commentary. I think Steve Kuklow's wife. She does bikini, right?
Yeah, Amanda Latona.
Yeah, and she was like, this girl's walking out, and she's like, she's been a pro for 4 years. She's done like 63 pro shows, and I'm like,
my God.
How are you alive? Like, how are you still breathing after 63 pro shows in like 4 or 5 years? That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed with that.
Well, I don't think they have quite the peaking protocols men's open does.
Who knows, man? Have you seen Shelby's peaking protocols, brother? That's
oh man.
those are impressive protocols. I don't know if I can handle that. So, but anywho, let's not fall off the deep end here. We're gonna get us in trouble. Let's hit him with the magic 4, Isaac.
Like, subscribe, follow, and comment, please.
And then Sid, go ahead and drop your Instagram or wherever we can find you, or your MySpace, your Bumble, whatever it is.
Sid Ryan 92, SIDRAI 92, and the Razor.
The Razor. Tommy?
T Stiles 2, STILES. That's my Instagram.
You gotta get a nickname for Tommy.
Cool.
You gotta get a nickname for Tommy, man. What? Tommy the Hitman?
No, hold up. Where's
Shit.
let's come up with it before we get off of here.
You say Tommy Gunn from Rocky 5. I'm signing off.
Tommy Guns. We're talking Tommy Hams, man.
Tommy Hams. I like that. Yeah. Whoa.
Dude, it's gotta be Tommy Hams. Look at those fucking things, dude. It's a tuba. You should get that checked out, buddy. That right there is not right. That needs to be checked out. That's
Team 3CC.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tommy Hams. I like it. Tommy Hams it is from now on. We're sticking with it. We're sticking with Tommy Hams. Now we got to get a nickname for Isaac too, though.
Oh man, we don't need that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the next show.
Next show.
Next show we're gonna find out. All right, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know if you didn't like it. And other than that, we are out.